A trauma-impacted kid will do whatever they can to let you know that they're terrified. Or, remember, control was the first thing we talked about with trauma, or to control you. Or to prove that what they think about themselves is accurate. Or to avoid having people tell them those things that they may think about themselves. If you look at the back of the brain, that's where our senses, memory, affect, and your emotional regulation is occurring. If you look at the front of your brain, that's where you're going to start having things like language and all the things that we want our kids to be doing in our classroom, all the good stuff we want kids to be doing relative to that amazing lesson that you've given them. That's what's going on in the front of the brain. If you look at this from kind of a continuum way of looking at things, you got your brain stem and the amygdala down here. All the things that you want a kid to do in your classroom, reasoning, relating, and regulating. Until I can regulate down here, I'm not getting to the rest of this. Or looking at that a little more expanded. Until I'm able to take care of my temperature, my heart rate, my blood pressure, until I've got good sleep and my appetite and things are taken care of in me, that this part of me is taken care of, I can't get up to this other stuff, which has to do with motor regulation, emotional reactivity, behaviors, attachment, affiliation, concrete thought, abstract thought. And what we want our kids to do in our schools all over the place is all of this, maybe a little of this. Well, we have kids who instead are hypervigilant. We have kids who instead are outbursts. They have outbursts in our classrooms. They're impatient or they are disrupting our classrooms. A lot of times we say, well, that kid's got ADHD. Well, here's an interesting thought. The same things that go for ADHD are the same things that go for post-traumatic stress disorder, are the same things that go for a new disorder, this DTD, developmental trauma disorder. And what a developmental trauma disorder is, that is a kid who's living in stress. That is a kid who's living in trauma. That is a kid who has adverse childhood experiences on the regular.